Yes, I hope you can see my screen, right? Yes. Yeah. Good morning once again. My name is Swamy Naidu. I'm teaching UI technologies from past 14 years. Okay. So this is React JS demo class. Okay. In this demo, I will brief what is React JS and what are the advantages, why we are using this React JS. These concepts we'll discuss. Okay. Yes, first of all, just let me open the notepad. Now, yeah, React.js. What is this React.js? Yeah. So React.js is a client-side script. We are using this client-side script to develop the websites. Okay. Yeah, in website development, we are using two types of scriptings. One is client-side script, another one is server-side script. Okay. Yes, first of all, React.js is a client-side script. Okay. So to implement websites. Yes. So what is client-side script exactly? That we will discuss now. Yeah. It is a library of JavaScript. Yes. What this? Nothing but the library of JavaScript. So React.js is a client-side script to implement the web applications, websites, and it is a library of JavaScript. So if you take any website development, yes, every website contains two phases. First one is design phase. Second one is coding phase. Yes, yeah. So any website, if you take the Flipkart or Gmail or any other website, we have two phases here. The first one is design phase. Second one is coding phase. In design phase, we can create user interfaces. So we are calling as UI. So what is user interface? Nothing but the screen which we are displaying to end user. Okay. Yes. So for example, if you open Facebook, this is the user interface of Facebook. It contains the text boxes, buttons like this. Okay. Yes. This is the user interface of Facebook. Now, for example, Flipkart. So this is user interface. So user interface is nothing but the web page which we are displaying to the end user, that we are calling as user interface. So in this user interface, we have controls like text boxes, buttons, images, etc., etc. These are the controls are available here. Okay. Yeah. So to create these user interfaces, So what are the technologies we are using? HTML, yes, CSS. Okay, these are the technologies which we are using here. So HTML is one technology as well as CSS and also Bootstrap. Yes. So HTML we are using to display the controls like text box, button, radio button. These are all controls we can display using HTML. Okay. So CSS we are using to provide the styles to the HTML controls like colors, font sizes, etc. All this we are providing by using CSS. And Bootstrap. Bootstrap main purpose is the responsive. Responsive means that web page should compatible with any device like desktop, laptop, etc. Okay. So this type of responsiveness we can provide by using Bootstrap. Is this clear? Yes. Like that, this is the designing phase. So second one is coding. Yes. In this coding phase, we are creating business logics. Yes. So we are creating what? Business logics. So here, two types of technology scripting languages we are using for this coding. One is client side script. Second one is server side script. Yes. So in website development, to implement the logics coding part, contain the support of two types of scripting languages. The first one is the client-side script, and second one is server-side script. What is this client-side script? Okay, yeah. So script which executes in browser. Yeah. The script which executes in browser, we are calling it as client-side script. Is it clear? Yes. For example, if you develop any logics by using JavaScript or national technologies of JavaScript like React, Angular, all this comes under client-side scripting languages. Okay. Yes. So JavaScript, React, Angular, all these technologies. For example, I implemented some logics by using React.js. Those logics execute where? In browser. Okay. Yes. In case if you develop the logics by using server-side scripts, so those logics executes in web server. So example if you take just so if you implement any logics by using Node.js, PHP, JSP servlets, Spring Hibernate like that, ASP, all these comes under server-side scripting languages. So as you are a developer, you are working with the client-side scripting languages. Okay. As a developer, Your role is on the client side scripting languages. So that is the concept of this. Okay. Once again, if you observe this website development, we have two types of scripting languages in the business logics concept. One is client-side script, another one is server-side script. Client-side script means the script which executes in browser. Server-side script means which executes in web server. Yes. So React.js comes under client-side scripting language. So it is the library of JavaScript. Library means what is the meaning of this? So it provides some additional functionalities. Okay. Yes. It provides some additional functionalities to work with JavaScript. That is the concept of this. Okay. Yes. Now, see one small diagram. For example, this is one server. In this server, you have the web pages like this. This is one page like that. Oh, about us. Yes, contact us like that. We have the pages. For example, user X sends a request to the server. Okay. User X sends a request to the server. Okay. So home page is accessing user X. Okay. User means client. So here the person who is accessing the website, we can call that person as client. Is it clear? The person who is accessing the website, we are calling that person as client. Now here, yeah, implement logics by using React or any other technologies, and server-side programmer used something like PHP or other technologies. Now, when it is downloading here, yes, what are the logics implemented with React.js? Those logics will download into the browser, and those logics execute where? In this browser. That is the point of this. Means the original client-side script downloads into the client system. Client means the user. Okay. Downloads into the client system at the time of opening the web page, at the time of loading the web page. Okay. There, with the help of browser, it executes. But server-side script is not like this. Yes. So this server-side script executes where? The web server, and the result is downloading into the browser. Is it clear? Like that, we have these two types of scriptings. First one is the client-side script, and second one is server-side script. That is the point of this. Okay. So as you are a developer, your role is to work with the client-side script. Okay. Yes. So React.js means nothing but the client-side scripting language. Now, what are the benefits of this client-side scripts? Yeah, where we are in this client-side script. So the main points here, this is very important interview question. Okay. Why we are using the client-side scripting languages? Okay. What are the reasons? That is very, very important. First point, to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML elements. Yes. The first point why we are using client-side scripts, to apply the dynamic functionalities on the HTML elements. So what is the meaning of these dynamic functionalities? Yes. All HTML controls are static controls. Yes. We want to apply dynamic functionalities on these controls. Then we are taking the support of this client-side scripting languages. So what is the meaning of dynamic here? The properties of HTML controls you want to change at runtime means in browser that comes under dynamic functionality. By default, HTML is static functionality, static technology. HTML is static. You want to convert it as dynamic, then we are taking the support of client-side scripts. So what is the difference between static and dynamic we will discuss here. So one file I am creating for your idea. So just see the result of this. Okay. Yes. So don't try to understand this code, simple HTML code I'm writing now. So here I created one file and its name I have given demo.html. Now you can see this. So this is demo.html we have. Okay. Yes. Now I want to open this in browser. Chrome I use it here. Nothing is there in this file. Now in my browser, sorry, in my desktop, I have some images like mango. Yes, you can see orange like that. These images are there. First, I want to display mango.jpg. img source is equal to mango.jpg and width is equal to 200 pixels I have given. Refresh. Yes, this is mango.jpg image. Yes, yeah. So what is the source of this image? 200 pixels. I mean width is 200 pixels and source is mango.jpg. Means here I have given two properties. One is source, another one is width. Yes. Yeah. So with these properties, this control is loaded in browser. Now already this control is loaded. Now my requirement is I want to change these properties in browser. For example, I want to increase the width, okay, or I want to change the source. So without modification in this program, it is not possible by default. So once again, modify this program and reload this in browser. Then only those modifications will affect on the browser. Okay. But my requirement is user wants to change the properties, not programmer. Okay. So if programmer means it will affect, it will work on the program. Programmer can change in the program. So those changes will affect on the browser. That is okay. But user can't modify the program, right? But user wants to change the properties. For example, see in this flipkart, these images, see, if I move mouse on these images, then those are expanding, means bit width and height is changing. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. These type of properties I want to change. Then we are taking the support of client-side scripts like either JavaScript or next-level technologies of JavaScript like React, Angular, etc. Okay. So I will write a small code here. So see this result. Don't try to understand this code now. So yeah. So my requirement is if user click on this image control, I want to change the source, that is new source orange.jpg I want to provide. That is the requirement. Okay, now if you observe your program, okay, yes. Now you can see when I click on this, it is changed to orange image. Yes, like that, any property of any control, we can change at runtime with the help of any client-side script. Like you can use JavaScript or next level technologies of this JavaScript like React, Angular, etc. Okay, same like Flipkart. Yeah. So when the mouse is moving on the control, okay, yes. Now refresh this with the mouse on this. Style dot width is equal to something like I am doing. I'm increasing the width and height of this control. Yes, yeah. And when I click on this, so at runtime we are changing source property with property of this control. That is the concept of this. Yes, yeah. For that we are taking the support of this client-side scripting languages. Second point, yeah. So programming concepts I'll discuss later. Just what is client-side script? Okay, we discussed here. Second point, to validate input controls. So validations like text box is empty and password retype password matching or not. These type of validations we can provide here. For example, here, yeah. So here this is registration form without entering any data. If I click on this sign up, so you're getting these error messages like, okay, yes. So with highlight right color, okay. So getting the error messages like what is your name, what is surname, like that. These all validations we can perform by using these client-side scripting languages. Next one, to work with Ajax. So Ajax concept is very, very important. To work with this Ajax, we are taking the support of client-side scripts. So actual Ajax we are using to send a request to the server without submit the web page. I will discuss the concept of Ajax. Okay, for that we are spending around 4 to 5 days. There we will discuss what is Ajax, what the advantages we have, everything we'll discuss there. Anyhow, to work with the Ajax concept, getting the support of client-side scripts. Yes, yeah. So backend API services means server-side API services you want to call from front-end technologies. For example, in Node.js, okay, that programmer is created one API service, or Java programmer created one API service that I want to access from a React application or Angular application. In their point of view, we are taking the support of Ajax. Ajax stands for Asynchronous JavaScript XML. Okay. So there we are taking the support of this client-side script. Okay. Yes. So that is one more big point here. Next one, to execute logics. Yes. So I told you you want to work with the business logics. Getting the support of client side script. Actually, these two technologies we are using to implement the logics. So what are the logics we are developing by using client side scripts? Those logics execute in browser. And what are the logics we are developing through server side script? Those logics execute in server. Yes, yeah. That is the main point. Now here, one example I will show you. Let me delete this. This is the server. So this is one web page. Like loan dot something, like one web page is there. Some X is trying to access this page. It is downloaded into the browser. Yes, yeah. In browser, we have controls like, okay, yes, this is loan amount, principal amount, and this is EMI, not EMI, tenure. Okay, yes, like 50 months or 60 months, like that. Yes, loan amount and tenure. Okay, yes. Now this is the button, calculate button. Now if user enter the loan amount, something like 10 lakhs and tenure, okay, 60 months. When user click on this calculate button, yes, when user click on this calculate button, So based on this loan amount and tenure, we're executing the logics. Okay. So based on this loan amount and tenure, we're executing the logics. So those logics result is how much EMI he has to pay. Okay, that logic server-side programmer, if you take, he will implement by using server-side technologies, and front-end programmer can implement, he will use front-end technologies. Now, what is the advantage if you develop by using front-end programming, means client-side programming? The advantage is it executes in this browser, where it executes in this browser. Okay, that's why that's why the result performance is very fast. Means user can see this result immediately. Yes, in case if your programmer uses server-side script, so that logic execution server means when programmer click on this button, on request it on the server, and there it is processing, and response is coming back to the browser. Yes, for this entire request and response process, it takes time. Yes, in case if it is server-side script. If it is client-side script, then it executes in the browser immediately. Yes, I said it like that. So most of the logics in website, okay, programmers are preferring the client-side technologies because the performance is very, very fast. That's the reason. Okay. Yes. So that's why your developer, okay, can handle the logics which can execute in browser, and server-side programmer logics execute in web server. Here the main question is, yeah, what we can do with the server-side scripting languages. I told you, so logics we can run by using client-side scripting languages and Ajax, okay, validations like the dynamic functionalities, everything we can do by using client-side scripting languages. And what the purpose in the projects? Why we are using? Not we, server-side programmers requirement here. Okay. Yes, main purpose is to connect with the database. Okay. Yes. The main purpose is to connect with the database. So for example, if you take Facebook or Gmail or any other web server, okay, where the database available, is it available in the client system or server machine? So it is available in the server machine. Yes, yeah. So that's why user can connect these databases by using server-side scripting languages. Programmer, okay. Programmer can connect with these databases by using server-side scripting languages. So not possible with client-side scripting languages because if programmer implemented the logics using client-side script, then it executes in browser and try to connect with the client's database. But website database is available where in centralized server. That's why using the server-side scripting languages, it is possible. Like that, database connectivity, tokens creation, sessions. In that point of view, getting the support of this server-side scripting languages. Yes, yeah. So remaining all point of views, we can use the client-side scripting languages. So these are the main differences between these two. Got it? Yes. Okay, fine. So you got the clarity why we are in these client-side scripting languages and React.js, it is a client-side technology. The logics which we are implementing using React.js, those logics executes in browser. Okay. Now, who implemented React.js? Mr. Jordan Waki. So one of the employees in Facebook. Okay. So Jordan Waki implemented this React.js in the year 2013. Official announcement is 2013. And it belongs to Facebook Corporation. What the reason behind this implementation? Actually, they wanted to add some logics in the Facebook chat concept. Okay, the Facebook chat concept. For that, they implemented this React.js in the year 2013. Okay, yes. So the main purpose is internal purpose. Later, okay, they released this React.js as open source client-side technology. Okay, from then, every started working with this React.js. Every person used this React.js in their application development. So now many websites like Instagram and Apple projects, Microsoft projects, okay, all these projects contains React.js. So in UI development point of view, there are two technologies playing very important role in this software industry. One is React, another one is Angular. Now, if you compare these two technologies, we have more openings with this React than Angular. So why we have more openings? What are the differences we'll discuss later. Okay. So anyhow, in UI development point of view, okay. So in companies, okay, React.js they're using to work with the client-side functionalities. What is that? Client-side functionalities. So that is the concept of this React.js. Yes, yeah. So this is about basic introduction of React.js. Now you got some clarity what is client-side script and what is server-side script. Okay, like that. You have some clarity in this point of view. Now, what are the features we have in this React.js? We'll discuss before that. Any questions you have, you can ask me. Pavitra, Saurabh, Vijay. So till now we discussed what is React.js, okay, and what we can do with this React.js. These points we have discussed. So here, any doubts, any questions you have? No doubts. Okay, fine. Now, what are the features of this React.js? We will discuss before discussion. Okay, this is UI full stack with project. Yes. So, what is full stack here? Full stack means front end full stack. Okay. What are the technologies required in companies to work with the front end? Those all we will discuss. Means not only React.js, we are completely covering JavaScript, HTML, CSS, along with Bootstrap and media queries. Yes, these are all we are covering here. The JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and media queries. Okay. Yes. So along with this, complete React.js. And additionally, project. Yeah. So one real-time project, and that too, yeah, we will discuss this e-commerce website, shopping cart application, end to end, including payment gateway integration, okay, online purchasing, so client side as well as admin side programming, okay, everything we will cover here. So for that, the duration is 100 days it is taking for you, okay. Yes, so it is course plus project batch. Only React.js if you take the React.js batch, JavaScript and React. These two they're covering. We are covering these two. But you have full stack project batch if you take. So everything along with the project we are covering. Okay. So individual, if you take this course plus project, it costs around 20,000. But for this year full stack project, I think they are charging around 12, 13,000. I think 12,000. Okay. Means both are included with this less fees. Okay. Separate if you want to take project and React.js. Okay. So in that, so for React.js 8,000 and project is 12,000. Okay. They are charging total 20,000. So with this year full stack, including this project, everything will be covered for that 12,000. And core duration is 100 days, I told you. And here, recordings we will provide so that every day class recordings, notes we are providing in Google Drive. The drive access you will get. Okay, you can access through Google Drive. Okay, yeah, this is the pattern which we are following here. Okay, and every day 1 hour session we have. So this is 6 to 7. Okay, yes. Initial demos we will spend around 45 to 50 minutes. After that, 1 hour session we are having. That is the concept of this. Okay, yes. So what are the features we have this React.js compared with JavaScript? What are the advantages we have here? So those points we will discuss in the next class. Okay. Yes. Any doubts before quitting this today's session? No doubts. Yes. Then see you in tomorrow class. We can drop. Yes. In last class, the first demo, just explain you what is React.js, right? So now, what are the features we have in this React.js? Yes. Now, if you observe this, first of all, just 5 minutes, the last concepts, yesterday concepts we'll discuss. Okay. Yeah. It is a client-side script of JavaScript. It is a client-side script to implement web applications. Yes. So if you want to develop websites, then we are taking the support of this React.js. Okay. Yes. And also yesterday I told you one point. It is library of JavaScript. Yes. Now, what is client-side script? If you take any websites, yeah. So I told you we have two phases. One is design phase, next one is coding phase. Design phase, user interfaces we are creating. Yes, using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. Okay. So using these technologies, we are creating the user interfaces. In coding phase, we are implementing business logics. Yes. Yeah. Coding phase, we have business logics. The logics we are implementing. Okay. In logics, two types of scriptings we are taking. One is client-side script. Second one is server-side script. Yes, like that. These two types of scripts. The first one is client-side script, and second one is server-side script. Client-side script means which executes in browser. The code executes in browser. So React.js, JavaScript. Okay, React, Angular, all this comes under client-side scripting languages. Next one, server-side scripts. Executes in web servers. Where? In web servers. These scripts execute in web server. For example, if you implemented the logic by using PHP, ASP.NET, Node.js, all this comes under what? Server-side scripting languages. So now what is React.js? So it is a client-side scripting language to implement the web applications. It is a library of JavaScript. Is this clear? Yes. So like that, we discussed in the last class the basic information. So library means what the meaning? Providing some additional functionalities to work with the JavaScript. So if we take .NET, okay, PHP, all these technologies contain the libraries and frameworks. So these libraries and frameworks providing some additional features to work with these technologies. Like the React.js, if you observe here, so this React.js is providing some additional features to work with the JavaScript. Okay. And also we discussed who implemented this React.js. Yes, in last class we discussed about this. Yeah. So this is PHP. Okay, Mr. Jordan Waki implemented this React.js in the year 2013. So Jordan Waki implemented the React.js. In which year? 2013. So actually, he is one of the employees of Facebook. So to work with the chart concept of Facebook, they implemented this React.js. Later, they added more features, okay, and released it as a open source software. From then, outsiders also started working with this React.js. So that is the concept of this. And this React.js maintains by Facebook. Who maintains this React.js? Facebook company. Yes, yeah. Yes. Now, what are the features we have in this React.js? So this concept already we discussed in the last class. Okay. Now we are discussing features of React.js. In these features, we'll cover the differences between JavaScript, React, and Angular. Yes, these differences we'll discuss. So, first of all, React supports data binding concept. Yes. What that concept it contains? Data binding. What is this data binding? Yes. For example, I will tell you one scenario. Just one variable I take it. So variables we are using to store some values. At the time of program execution to perform some calculations. Okay, calculations means with some values we are performing the calculations. For example, you want to find out EMI. Further, some values are required like principal amount, rate of interest, like that. Yes, yeah. To perform these calculations, we are creating the variables. These values we are storing where? In variables. So principal amount is in one variable, rate of interest is in another variable, like that. Finally, so principal amount into rate of interest divided by 10, or something like that, one condition we are using there. So like that, variables we are using to store some values. Now if you observe here, I've taken a variable serial number and value is 100. Yes, yeah. Now this serial number I want to display on the text box, for example. Now how can you display the serial number in text box? For that we are executing some logic. In this logic we are reading the serial number value, and that we are displaying on the text box control like this. Is it clear? Yes. Now this serial number is modified as some other value. 100 we change as 200. From any other function, it is modified. Then the question is, to get this update on the text box, will you rerun this program, this logic? Yes, compulsory have to rerun this program, this logic, to get the updated value into this text box. Like that, every time when the variable value is modified, every time that modification we are getting in this control. Yes. Yeah. For that, we are executing this code. For that, we are executing this code. Now, the thing is, every time you want to run this code for the modifications, it takes much effort from you, because not a single variable, number of variables we are creating, and those variables we are displaying on the controls like text box or any other control. Every time, if you want to get the execute this logic, it's time taking process. For that, in this React JS, we have one concept, that is data binding concept. What's the meaning of data binding? Binding this variable with the HTML row. Yes, yeah. Means without execution of this code. Yes, without execution of this code. We are creating a link between this variable and HTML control. So how to create that link, I will discuss in programming point. Okay. What is the main purpose of this link here? Yes. It is identifying the modifications of this variable updates. Those updates it will print on the HTML controls. Means what are the changes? What are the changes we are doing on the variable? Those changes it will update on the binded control. Yes. So this is the concept of data binding. Okay. Yes. How to work with this data binding programmatically, I will discuss later. Actually, two types of data bindings we have. One-way data binding and two-way data binding. What is that? Everything we'll discuss later. So this data binding concept is supported by React.js and Angular also. Angular also supports this data binding, but not JavaScript. Yes, it is not supporting by JavaScript. Next, supports many validators. Yes. To work with the validations, predefined validators are available. It is not required to write the logics. I told you, so yesterday class, client-side scripts we are using to perform the validations. For example, if you take JavaScript, in JavaScript, we are writing the manual logics to validate the controls. But in this React.js, yes, predefined validations are available. Yes. So these validations directly can apply on the HTML elements. So that is the concept on this. Yeah. So how do you these validations have discussed programmatically? Next one supports single page application. Yes, very, very important. So what is single page application? We are spending around 1 week to 9 days to discuss the single page application. To discuss single page application, we are spending around 1 week to 9 days. What is this? A brief idea I will give you. Single page means entire website we are implementing in one page. Am I correct? Yes. Vijay. Venkat. Are you feeling like that entire web page, entire website contains one page? No. What is the meaning of single page? I will discuss now. So, a small diagram I want to draw. For example, this is server, home, about us page, contact us page. Like that, we have some pages in your website. Yes? Yeah. Now, user sending the request for your website, first loading the home page. Yes, you are loading the home page. One second. So there hyperlinks are there to open that. About doesn't contact. Generally, we are seeing this hyperlinks, right? Login page hyperlink, registration page hyperlink, like that. When user click on the about us, one more request we are sending here. Okay. The response is coming back. If user click on contact us, one more request is sending to the server and that response coming back to the browser. Like that, for every page, okay, every selection, a request is going to the server and the response is coming back to the browser. Yes, yeah. So this is the concept of this. So every time you are sending one request to the server means it is increasing the burden on the network traffic because not only you, many people will access this application in the same time. That's why number of hits you are sending to the server, it increases the traffic. Yes. So for that, the single page application concept has been implemented. Yes. What the main purpose of the single page application concept? Yes. So here, enter this, we are creating as one object. Yes. So all these pages, actually in React, we are calling them as components. All these components we are holding as one object. You got it? Yes. When user sends the first request, yes, then that entire object loading into the browser. It is stored in the browser cache memory location. There we are having all these pages: home, about us, contact us, like that. Yes, yeah. When user click on the home, then what is happening? Yes, that home page is coming from the browser. About us, that about us is coming from. Contact us is coming from here. Means next time onwards, no need to go to the server. Only first time the request is going to the server and getting the response of this. That is the concept. Yes, this concept we are calling as single page application. Yes, yes. So we are also calling it as routing concept. Yes. So how to create this single page means here browser, if you take for every request, browser is reloading, means multiple instances of the browser. If you use the Chrome or Firefox, whatever it may be. So normal procedure, if you take, multiple instances are creating here. Mm. But in this point of view, only one instance for this browser we're having. For that, only one instance we are having for this. See clear? Yes. So every time browser is not reloading, which is opened very beginning time. Yes, which is opened in very beginning time. Same browser will display the content of about us, contact us, like that. Yes, that is the procedure of this. Yes. Yeah. Next one. Supports many services. Yes. So services we are using in functional point of view. So different types of services it is supporting for us. These all services we are using here. Is it clear? So many services we are getting here. Okay. So for example, to work with the Ajax, in JavaScript we are writing the manual logics. But in this React.js, predefined services available. Like that, not only for this Ajax concept, if you take any other concept, okay. So in functional point of view, predefined service is available. We are using that service. That is the main point of this. Okay. Next one. Supports JSX. Yes, actually it is not there in Angular also. So Angular supports single page application, not only React. Even Angular also supports single page application, validators, data bindings. And in Angular we have services. So in React.js, additionally, JSX format is there. What is that JSX format? It stands for JavaScript XML. Yes. What the meaning of this? We're combining the JavaScript and HTML code. Generally, we are writing JavaScript in separate file, HTML is in separate file, or else in the same file, but JavaScript is in separate section. Okay, with the script tag we are writing here, and HTML separately we are writing. So what is the problem because of this separation? Yes. So you want to run any HTML code from JavaScript, or you want to run any, means for example, some JavaScript code is executed. That result you want to display on the HTML control. Okay. JavaScript code is executed. That result you want to display on the HTML control. Then we need to call the JavaScript from HTML. We need to call that JavaScript from HTML. So that is the concept of this. Okay. Yes. But with the help of JSX, both we can combine. Means after execution of JavaScript logic, immediately you can place the HTML control inside that logic only to display the result of that control. For example, some data I want to display on the table. Ajax getting some data is in that. We are getting some data from database. That data I want to display on the HTML table format. In that point of view, no need to write the script and HTML in separate locations. So just to get the data, we can write the script. After that, below that, you can place the HTML also to display that content. Is it clear? So this is the point on this. Supports JSX format. So I will show you how to work with that. Then you will get the clear picture. If I show you that, you will get the clear picture. Next one. Supports virtual DOM. Yeah. So this is also not available in Angular and JavaScript, only React.js. Okay. What is this virtual DOM? So first we should discuss about the DOM. So based on the HTML elements on DOM is creating the RAM. So if you do any modifications in HTML, enter DOM is updating every time. Okay, so how it is updating everything I will discuss later. For a single modification, enter that page is updating. That is the by default procedure. So if you take any web technology like the application with JavaScript or Angular, okay, or any other technology. But when you are coming to the React.js, they provided one extra DOM for us. Okay, that is called as virtual DOM. Yes, they provided this virtual DOM. What is the benefit of this virtual DOM? Yeah, the benefit is nothing but instead of reloading this entire DOM, only that patchwork is updating. Only that patchwork is updating. So this is called as virtual DOM. Is this clear? Yes. So like that, we are having, okay, this virtual DOM concept. So because of this virtual DOM, the performance is very, very fast. Compare with the Angular. Very, very fast means don't expect minutes and hours. In milliseconds, difference is there. At the time of updating the components like text box data or any other data. So practically we'll see after installation everything. Anyhow, the concept is it is supporting the virtual DOM. So that is the main point. So see, open Google. So I will type virtual DOM React. So here, if you observe this, yeah. So abstract representation real DOM. Okay. So high performance, for high performance, where is this? Virtual DOM. Is it clear? That is the main concept of this. To increase the performance, taking the support of this virtual DOM. Is this clear? Yes. Next. So how it is working everything, we'll discuss in detail later after that installation and programming. Next one, if you take, yes, React Native, we can use to implement, okay, applications. Yes. What is this React Native? This React Native we are using for what? To implement the cross mobile applications. Not only websites, we can also develop mobile apps with the help of this native. Is it clear? Yes. Now here, see, I told you to implement the web applications, I told you, not only website development, we can also work with mobile applications. Yes, that is the point on it. So to work with the websites for designing HTML and for coding, React we are using. To work with the mobile apps, okay, for designing, we are using native. What is the technology? Native technology. And for coding, we are using React. So that is the concept of this. Okay? Yes. Cross mobile means what is that? One app supports different mobile devices like Android, iPhone, etc. Yes. Yeah. No need to create multiple apps. For example, if you take Android application, if you create an Android application, it supports the Android mobile. It is not supporting the other mobiles. If you take, okay, so iPhone application, it is not supporting Android. Like that, those issues are there. Okay. But if you take React Native or PhoneGap, these technologies, if you develop any app in these technologies, so that app supports any type of device. So means only one application can support Android mobiles, iPhone mobiles, and all. So that is the concept on this. Okay. But this course is for website development, not for the mobile apps development. Here we are developing the concepts related to website. And in our project also, we are discussing the website. We are not covering anything about this native. Okay. Yeah. Only React plus HTML we're discussing, not React plus native. So that is the concept of this. Okay. Yes. Next. Supports Redux. So this Redux we are covering here. Redux is state container. Yes, Redux is nothing but a state container. So this Redux we are covering. Or the main purpose of this Redux? Yeah. To transfer the data from one page to another page. We are using this Redux. Is it clear? To transfer the data from one page to another page. We are taking the support of Redux. So it supports the Redux concept. We have separate package to work with the Redux. So I will discuss with you later how to use this Redux and all. Okay? Yes. Next one. Simple coding. The coding is very, very simple. It is clear? Yes. Yes, coding is very, very simple. Compare with the JavaScript. So it is very easy. Even compare with the Angular. Okay. Now come to this discussion with Angular. Angular not supports JSX format and it is not supporting virtual DOM. Yes, not supporting the virtual DOM. And so if you take React.js, yeah, we can access the React functionalities by using either JavaScript or you can also use TypeScript. But Angular compulsory TypeScript is required. Yes. Yes. So that's why additionally we need to learn this TypeScript. But in React.js, we can use JavaScript also. In companies, already many JavaScript teams are established. Okay, many JavaScript teams are established. For them, what the next technology to update their skills? Nothing but they will look for the React.js. Like that in companies, many React.js teams are established. Companies, many React.js teams are established. So if they're looking for any additional resource to add with the teams, compulsory they will take the React source only. Like that we have this one. So That's the reason why we have many openings with this React than Angular. But Angular is also good. Okay, not only this React.js. So some companies work with Angular also, but in comparison, React is much. Okay. Yes. And Angular is library. React is framework. Okay. Yes. Library we are using with the support of another technology. Here we are using with the support of either JavaScript or TypeScript. We are calling the library functionalities. Framework means, okay, so inside this framework we are writing the logics. Okay, so already this framework is implemented based on the TypeScript. Inside that we are implementing the logics. We are not calling from any other technology here. Directly it is providing the complete structure for us. Inside the structure we are implementing the logics. Okay, so in learning point of view, Angular learning is more because it provides many functionalities, everything. React learning is simple because compared to the Angular, the functionalities learning curve is less. Okay. But if you take Angular, so no need to depend on the third party libraries for some functionalities. But in React, sometimes we are depending upon the third party libraries. I will discuss what are they. Because here Angular is providing everything. Okay, it is a framework, but React for some concepts, means some functionalities, we are depending upon the third party libraries. So that is the concept. So these are the differences between the Angular and React. Is it clear? Okay. Yes. Now how to work with this React programming? Okay. Yes. Everything we will discuss in the coming sessions. Okay. So first, we need to discuss the concepts of JavaScript because JavaScript is important to learn this React.js. Once the JavaScript concepts are completed, then we will go with that React installation and all. Yes. So that is the concept of this. Is it clear? So any doubts, any questions you have? Okay, fine.
Many days,
So next class, yeah, tell me.
how many days, sir? How many duration actually? It's one React.
100 days, including project.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Including the project, sir. Without project, sir. Without project.
60 days.
60 days, sir. Okay.
Yeah, 60 working days.
Okay, sir. Okay. Only 60 days, sir. Without project. We
Hmm.
can join, sir, without project because I'm a Java developer. Spring Boot, just React only I want to.
Yes. Then contact with the management.
Mm.
Okay. They will share you that project price, sorry, only course content price, everything for you.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yes, welcome. So any other doubts you, Vijay and okay, fine. So in tomorrow's session, we'll discuss the next topic. So as I told you, demos were spending around 45 to 50 minutes. After that, 1 hour slot is there for us. Okay. Yes, see you next class. You can drop. Thank you.
No, sir. Every day 1 hour, 6 to 7. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.